Yeah. All right, man. We having a good time today, man. We just gonna really go out here and live our best life. We gonna live our best life. I want to welcome y'all to the You Wasn't Outside podcast on the Grown Folks Podcast Network. I'm one of your hosts, not doing the most, normal ass Karl. To my front, I have my man Dunzo. That's it. Like, I don't even call you that, so it's always gonna pause me like that.
AKA Fat Face Fabio, aka the Husky Hustler, downtown Dunzo in the building. You know what it is.
Oh man! So what I wanted to talk to you about, we were talking early on the front half on the episode. Boom! I remember. I've been wanting to talk about this since you said it. Fucked me up for like maybe about 2 weeks, 3 weeks. No, since you said it, it's probably been a month now. You said McDonald's is a real estate company.
Yeah.
And you remember when we talked about that? That was a while back. Ever since then, like I looked it up maybe the next day when you said it. And then after that, I was like, okay, so what you said and how I interpreted it were two different things.
Exactly. Cool.
Because in the way you were saying it, I was thinking you were saying like, oh, like they own the whole block and other places pay them and all this other shit. You're talking about franchise.
Well, in a sense, yeah. So you franchise your McDonald's, but McDonald's will buy that land that you're franchising on.
Right. And you pay them, and then they'll provide you the food and all this other shit.
They're also, but so like it's like a double monopoly. So it's not that like they're just not getting profit off of the food at this point. You're paying them rent to be there too. It's not like you just have this random building and you're paying some like, leasing or like some mortgage company or something like that. They already bought that plot. So you're double paying them. You're paying them profit. You're paying them on a mortgage per week, or at least technically, because you don't own that building. They do.
Yeah.
There's a whole movie about this, about how they screwed over the McDonald's brothers, and that's how they did it.
No, but they willingly sold their shit in the 50s because they were losing profit. They were selling hot dogs. I remember
when they.
Where's the? I saved the documentary then, but save it for shows to watch. But talk about it a little bit.
So what you're saying is true. They did, but that's not the part they got screwed on. The part later was when they were helping the guy, when the guy was going out and franchising it, and he wasn't making enough money. Then he realized, he went to someone and he said, "You know why you're losing money? Because your profit margins are so thin." The guy who got them to start franchising, his cut was so small that he was basically like, "How do I make more money?" And then he realized, because they weren't letting them go around the menu.
But they sold the company to him.
They sold parts. They sold the rights to franchise. Yes, but like the guy who brokered the deal to get other people to franchise, who's going around putting McDonald's all over America, he wasn't getting the cut they wanted because profit margins were lower. So he was basically just getting a little piece of the pie.
Not even that he wanted though, because what you're telling me is that he's spreading across McDonald's like around the nation at this point. It wasn't even a global thing, or it was a regional thing.
So when he was trying,
do you think he deserves more money though in that regard? If you make something, let's say you make that watch that you got on right now,
you deserve what you sign.
Fuck no, I that part I don't. I know people say that, right? And I know that one podcast in particular that we talked about, they say those things. But there's something about doing the right thing. And when you do the right thing, no one complains about that. 100%. People complain about when they feel like they've been wrong, where it's like, for example, what I've noticed is we like battle rap, right?
Yeah, 100%.
But the way Smack is looking right now, right? And all these battlers going to other different leagues, it almost seemed like Smack was the place to be, but you've built these guys up so far that you're going to have to meet them in the middle, because you're going to start having other problems, right? Where matchups, I'm at the point right now where the matchups don't even like make me want to click them anymore.
100%. But the question is always this, though. You performed well. At one point, do I get credit for giving you the opportunity to perform well?
You got that for whatever that time period was when you took a risk on me too, though.
So
if I prove said risk wrong, like your guy that plays for that signed for the $39 million deal, but he's like the best shortstop or second baseman.
All the Albies, yes.
He deserves way more money.
He does. But also, in that regard, he signed that deal. And you know why he signed that deal? He wanted to hang out with Ronald Acuna Jr. for the next 8 years.
That's different. That part makes sense. Because he knowingly knows that both of us can't be here. And I do have something for shows to watch. So you know what? Fuck it. Let's just do it all together. We'll move out of the order of what we normally do. Shit. Where's that? Yeah. See, he been normally touching this shit. I don't get a chance to do it. On topic. Same thing. Shows to watch. I watched the Barry Sanders doc on Prime. Excellent doc.
Really?
Yes. You know why? Because Barry Sanders, for years, they always said, why did he walk away? He don't do interviews. He's almost like the Kawhi Leonard of football to me.
I've seen a couple of Barry Sanders interviews, and to be honest with you, I didn't watch the doc because there's nothing about him that seems interesting. Besides him leaving football when he did, like him talking about
That's the fucked up part of playing for the Detroit Lions because
but here's the thing, though,
he's better than Emmitt Smith, in my opinion.
But here's the thing, though. It wasn't fucked up to play for the Detroit Lions till after he left. It was cool.
They were bad.
They were. I mean, there's
they were bottom tier. They were like laughable.
But
they're still laughable now.
People are acting like he was playing for the Browns.
That is the same type of team.
I don't know.
They hadn't won a championship in the AFL since the 50s. He got there in the 90s. But my point is with
the Colts left in the middle of the night.
I'm still saying, hey, look, there's some of the clips when you watch Barry Sanders, Emmitt Smith, Jerry Jones, he's going to spend the money for that team or whatever. This motherfucker Barry Sanders was making 6 or 7 dudes miss in the backfield. Like he shit. The next comparison in regards to moves and shiftiness that I could think of,
LaShawn McCoy.
I
knew you were going to say, yeah.
LaShawn McCoy. But Barry Sanders was that guy before all that.
And he's a lot bigger, I think, personally.
Yeah.
I think it's yeah.
But basically Barry was like, look, like and I forgot where my connection was, with that. But we were talking about, so Barry was talking about when he left, he was like, yo, like the organization didn't want to spend the money on the guys that they needed to continue making playoff runs and improve upon the team. So he's like, yo, season after season, guys that like I had been in the trenches with, he's like, I know it's a business, right? He was like, but they were disappearing and we're not getting any better. He was like, to the point where the team was unrecognizable. Then they got 2 guys that ended up having serious neck injuries, right? Mm-hmm. And he was like, well, shit, how long am I going to keep taking this beating for nothing? Which is a solid question to ask. If like, if y'all not trying to get better or nothing like that, there's value in me. And once he left, they were gone. So sometimes, right, to get back on task with what we was talking about, right, is that sometimes like people, I'm the team, I'm the organization, or I'm the person with the brand and all this other shit. Yeah, but there's other people that push that brand forward. And if they leave, it wasn't until probably about right now where the Detroit Lions got back in the conversation. They've been hurting for years.
Matthew Stafford made the playoffs like 4 times. John Kitna made the playoffs.
Just saying.
Now, have they won a playoff game? No. But have they been competitive? They've been competitive numerous times in the 30 years I've been alive.
Not like this and not like how they were back then.
Here's the thing, though. We can say not like this.
Although I'm
pretty sure Matthew Stafford has 2 12-win seasons.
I have to go back and check.
I could be wrong, but I know he has multiple 10-win seasons. But here's the thing, though. We still haven't seen them win in playoffs. They could go lose in playoffs tomorrow, and it's the same old Lions.
I think there's value in the fact that, like, for example, if Lex pulled the rug on me right now and said, yo, I don't want to pod no more. Let's just be real. Right? If Lex pulled the plug on me and said, yo, I don't want to pod, it's hard to find someone who's going to have 4 years of consistency.
Yeah.
For free.
Yeah.
Let alone, like, if I had to pay for services of somebody coming in here and podding, because if it's somebody who I really want, I have to make it worth their while. They either have to see the vision or I have to make it worth their while to come in here, right? Yeah. And so, like, I can have, all the technology shit, a cool spot to come in here or whatever and pod and whatnot. But if that shit's not, like, pleasing to everybody, you know what I mean? Then it's like, all right, it's tough. So it's a mutual relationship. And I feel like for you to be in a position or someone to be in a position to tell me, oh, I want more money, or you have to have done something for me or be of greater value for us to even entertain the conversation.
But I also think it's like this. What are your goals? Like, I can come pod for free because I'm not concerned about the money. The money will come. Like, what are your goals? People will get mad at Scottie Pippen for only making what he made, but his goal was to take care of his family. If that's the case, then that's the case. Everyone's always talking opportunity. I deserve more. I do this, but we don't talk about what people's needs are. You don't always need more. And it sounds crazy. You can deserve whatever you want in life, but you don't need it. We always forget gluttony, greed will always take over. You know what I mean? So it's just like be within yourselves. Be who you can afford to be. And I think that's something that a lot of people don't do. If I'm not making as much, but I know I should deserve more, I'm gonna start wilding. I'm gonna be who I can afford to be. Because that's just how it is. You know what I mean? If you can't get rid of me, but I'm undervalued, I'm gonna start making moves differently.
Well, that's the thing. How I look at this podcast, though, right? Like, people be like, "Oh, you want to do video? You want to do this to promote your podcast or whatever?" It's like, Well, that depends on what I use my platform for, right? Like I love to podcast and bring up some shit that the average everyday person may not hear about something that's going on here or wherever else or whatever. And we have like a structure and shit like that because I enjoy doing it. So then that means that when people hit me up and say like, oh, I want to come on and be a guest on your podcast, we're not looking for that. You know what I mean? I can tell you no because like I'm not in a position to where I want to get famous, right? Yeah. And I'm not trying to flex or nothing like that, but like I make six figures. You know what I mean?
All my favorite.
So I don't need to do this. Like I don't need this to work.
I'm gonna be honest. All my favorite pods, except for maybe those pretty much all my favorite pods. I hate when there's guests.
Yeah, that's true. Sometimes, yeah.
It's not because it just.
There's a vibe that you're used to.
Yeah, and there's certain guests that like are really good. They're like reoccurring. Like anytime Vince Staples is on anything.
Yeah, I love Vince.
Staples
I actually want him to do a pod, but it depends on who he's with.
100%. Like the old JBP. I remember right before See the Thing happened. I remember literally thinking, "Where is Bridget Kelly?"
And they're the female version of him.
Yeah, like I was like,
"There's women that love that shit."
Yeah, I was like,
my wife included.
Yeah, I was like, "Where's Bridget Kelly right now?" And literally, like I was thinking this. I might even tweet it. That like they need to put Bridget Kelly back on the show, and a week later they announced that pod, and I was hyped. And it's not for me necessarily, but I liked her dynamic in the room with the old cast.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like she had been a recurring guest. She had been on there like 3 times, I think maybe. And I was like, oh, okay, this is good vibe. But not everyone. It doesn't match up well constantly.
Right.
What else have you watched though?
Shows wise, no, that was the Barry Sanders one. Barry Sanders one was the biggest one. You know, I put that, what I had on the notes on here is that this is a nasty time for shows, even when I was a kid, right? Like you either get old rerun Christmas shows that come on or whatever. No one's really breaking anything fire right now.
Well, I mean,
like we're not in season, and you have SAG-AFTRA that came in.
Yeah, I was about to say like it's
that shit really fucked up like the game for us.
I don't understand why it's so hard to give. Oh, you want to say talking about giving your deserved? Like writers deserve residuals. Like I don't understand why this is an argument.
True.
We make shows shorter. They don't get actual reruns technically, or like they don't go into syndication because everything's on a streaming platform. But then you can take a show that's been on the air for 10 years, like what's a long show? The Drew Carey Show. It's crappy, but it's got like 200 episodes.
We're gonna stay on theme, but keep going what you going.
Yeah,
I'm gonna stick
it can
with
be
you.
200 episodes, and then go on Netflix for 8 years. And I'm never gonna see a dime of all those people who watch that show on Netflix for those 8 years it's on there. That's ridiculous.
Right.
That's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah,
and then they're messing up my day. I will pay more. I will pay cable prices if they just bring back what they need to bring back. I'm over this. All my favorite shows are done.
We're gonna break the brick down all the way. So then hit me with the show that you have, and then we're gonna jump back into what you're saying so that it flows better. Anything that you watch that you think that other people may want to watch. You talked about the McDonald's doc. Where's that at?
That's on Prime. I forget the name of it, but it is on Prime. I know for a fact.
So to make it easy, go on. My bad. To make it easier, go on Prime. Type in the word McDonald's.
Yeah,
shit pop up.
That's how I found it. I just typed in McDonald's.
Is it a recent one that they came out with?
I wouldn't say it's in the last 3 years.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Right.
I would be interested in watching that because McDonald's, in my opinion, sells you bullshit ass food.
100%.
But they still make money, and that's when you said the real estate thing. That's where I was like, oh, okay, that makes 100% sense.
Well, think about it too. Everyone thinks like, oh, inflation is the reason why the price of McDonald's is going up. But here's the thing: In-N-Out ain't raised those prices like that. But you know what has gone up? The value of like the market value, like the housing's gone up. All of a sudden, McDonald's prices go up.
Right.
No one's talking about this. When the market crashed, the dollar menu came out. I don't know if y'all can do today's mathematics, but
they still try to so some of them do the 2 for $2.50. So my boy be laughing at me because I don't eat meat during the week. So when I go to me, and then here's the other thing: look, if you want to eat healthy and shit like that, shit costs money. Right, 100%. So it's for me to get the avocado and egg joints or whatever, they be trying to hit me for $12. But I can go to McDonald's and just tell you, don't put the sausage on my shit, and I'll be fine. On my sausage and egg McMuffin, I sound like a serial killer, but I go in there. Oh, what do you want today? Let me get the two sandwich deal. Take the sausage off of that. I put the hash brown. I cut it in half. Put one on one sandwich, one half on one sandwich, and the other one on the other one.
See, my biggest thing is that just sounds like way too much work. That's not fast food. That's fast food plus. That's like batteries not included. Like
I do it all within a block. of breaking the hash brown, throwing it in.
Breakdown.
I got it down to a science. Like right before I make that right turn, this hash brown needs to be on.
I just picture you cutting up the hash brown with a credit card.
I find it in half. The hash browns are the hash browns that they make are very durable. Like,
do we want durable food? That's a crazy adjective. It
is crazy. Food. I don't know what's in the egg, but the English muffin is definitely an English muffin.
Time out. A durable, like you can throw it at the wall and it's sturdy.
Well, here's the thing though. So like my wife buys them for the child place, and that shit's always soggy in the middle, even when we put them in the air fryer, and it takes forever to cook. But the McDonald's one, it has that crisp all around that joint. True. So that's what I mean by durable. Oh, okay. Not that you could throw it against the wall and that shit still
like it made it through the 1930s. What do you mean durable?
Nah, not in that regard, man. So you got anything else you've been watching?
I'm trying to think. Your demographic is a little bit different than mine, but I would say because there's not a lot of shows out. Gen V is the spinoff on The Boys on Prime. I think it's very good. If you've watched The Boys, you know what The Boys is. This is a younger, more coming of age tale, but it's a spinoff of that. I've been watching Invincible.
Who's it of?
What do you mean?
Gen V, like you said, it's a spinoff. Who's the main character?
I don't know her name, but it's basically, if you watch The Boys, and you know it's like a superhero based show, but it's very graphic and things like this. This is their almost like their farm system. They send these kids to college when you get powers when you're younger.
Oh, so the show is taking. I stopped after season 2.
Yeah, so it's like, this is crazy. If you've ever seen Sky High when we were growing up, imagine the wildest version of Sky High.
So this is it right here.
Yeah, like imagine the most graphic superhero show.
My man is really you're really at the bottom of the barrel in regards to shows just as much as I am.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. Bro,
I've been settling for Family Guy and Boondocks.
First of all, I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna be honest. People don't want to talk about it, but I have one bad trait from my mother. I love Hallmark and Lifetime holiday movies.
Ew.
They're so bad that it's amazing.
You thought the Fantasia movie was amazing.
I'm not going to lie. I hated it.
Okay, there we go.
I watched a fire one with Dolly Parton
like a Hallmark one, yeah.
Yeah, I saw the Dolly Parton had a fire one last year.
Y'all got a Samsung TV?
No.
Oh, okay, because they show them when you hit the power button.
One of our TVs, but yeah, if there's one, I can't even say I like them. But I'm just so programmed because my mom has always watched them. Yeah. That like if I flip through the channels and I just see one around this time of the year, I'm stuck there now. I'm not changing. I'm like,
they still got commercials?
Yeah.
So you hang around for the commercial too,
bro. I saw one on Netflix not too long ago. I'm not.
Oh, you really different.
And you know what's so funny? I don't even notice I'm watching them sometimes. Yeah. Like I think I'm on my phone an hour later. I'm like, I hope she makes it back to her family in this snowstorm.
You know what?
I'm gonna be honest. If we're gonna talk this week, let's talk this week.
Yo, he said, I hope she makes it back to her family in the snowstorm. It's crazy. All right, just stay on.
All of our favorite Wash actors are in these movies, which I think is hilarious.
Like who?
Like half of the cast of High School Musical, half the cast of Full House is in there.
Oh, he's real nasty with it.
Yeah, like it's like guys when you're like, man, I wonder what, like, if you've ever thought, I wonder what that actor is doing right now. They're working for Lifetime.
Facts. So I'm gonna make it make sense for you. Current events. So my man said this to me, and I knew that it happened. And I'm gonna talk about a little bit of my habits. But my man sent this to me. He's really on top of his finances. So what he sent to me is that about a month ago, maybe a month and a half ago, a lot of subscription-based services raised their prices, right? And it's been happening steadily, you know, maybe over the last 2 years. Netflix obviously got rid of the sharing. They upped their prices up to $20 a month. Apple has increased their prices. They've also increased their news prices too, right? I still keep them because I didn't think I would ever like watch or like read Apple News and shit like that, but they got me. So I be watching Apple. I mean, I be like reading articles and shit like that. So most streaming services increased subscription prices this year. Ad tiers of major streaming services increased by 25% in the last year, according to Wall Street Journal. Increased subscription prices contributed to more consumers choosing cheaper advertising tiers. In June of 2023, 1/4 of all subscriptions, video signups were ad supported, up from nearly 1/5 in 2021. So what that means is that if you got HBO Max, right, you would pay $12.99 for the ad-free joint, right? Mm-hmm. But if you want the ads in there, you'll watch your favorite shows and they'll throw an ad in there. Now, in my opinion, most TV show ads, like on cable television, run about 2 to 3 minutes. On YouTube TV, HBO Max or whatever, like those type of ads, it's probably like a minute and 30. I can live with that. But I'm not going to sit up here, like I canceled Hulu 2 months ago because they wanted to raise the prices up on other apps. So it's like, look, I'm going to decrease it. And to be real with you, some people will be in the state where they'll say, I'm going to get the little black box that you can get for free.
100%.
You know, and so how do you feel about it? What do you do about your subscriptions and stuff like that? So
it was a little different. So beginning of the year, I changed jobs. I didn't have a job for a minute, so I canceled everything. Or like in the middle of the year, I canceled everything.
How much did it total, like when you looked at it?
I don't want to talk about it.
Was it more than 60?
Hey, you know, we don't talk about Murder Inc. But yeah, it was a good amount. It was more than 60 for sure. And then I forgot I had people on my subscriptions with me, and they were like, one of my homegirls even tell me,
what are you doing?
Hey, hold on, before you, side note,
why is he loving himself?
Shout out to my girl Natalie, she's hilarious. But I switched debit cards one time, and she was on my HBO, and she just didn't tell me that my HBO, it was like I didn't go on for like 2 weeks. Yeah, and I went on, and I was like, oh, this is weird, like it's not playing, and I was like, oh, my debit card expired. And I texted her, I said, why did you tell me this? She's like, I'm just supposed to just let you know you broke? Bro, I'll never, that was the funniest shit in the world. Oh, man. But no, so to go on what you're saying, it wasn't as expensive in January. I came back around probably about a month ago. I started signing back up for stuff. Yeah. And like I was a big YouTube Premium guy. Like I used to do music, you can close the phone, you can play the music. You had me do it once because you can download videos and then take it on the airplane with you. So I signed up for the free joint for a week. Not even to cut you off, but like short point. I signed up for a week and then I cut it off after that. But I was able to like the pods that I missed or that I was interested in on the plane, I was able to download them. So appreciate you for that. YouTube, but like YouTube Premium, I came back and then in the midst of this, they got the NFL deal. They got the Red Zone or whatever their packages. YouTube Premium used to be $12.99 a month. It's $18 now. Like, and I'm like I'm shiesty. Like, I've been broke for a long time. Like, I have no problem like cutting the deal. I used to be, I don't want ads, but I'm over it. I just got Hulu for the year for $1 a month, and I added the Stars package for an extra $1 a month for the year. Which is crazy because like there's not enough on some of these networks for me to make that type of decision. You know what I mean? Stars wouldn't be around if 50 Cent wasn't there. There is nothing else on that network.
Yeah, or even Showtime.
You know though, Showtime has back catalog. Showtime's got Dexter, they got Californication, they got old shows that people will go back to and watch. Stars is premium BET.
Yeah.
I hate to say it. It sounds like a knock to our people, but white people own BET, so it's whatever. But Stars is just premium BET.
He said Viacom on them.
The fact that Stars has a Stars Black don't make no sense to me, because Stars is black as hell regardless.
Absolutely. With and you know what? I be thinking with like even some of these 50 Cent shows that he had, like Power and the Powerverse shit that he got, I was like, I know they got to watch this back and realize this shit look corny.
Bro, 50 Cent is out here like DMX in 2000. He dropping 2 albums a year. He going triple platinum off them.
And the episode with him in it, though, isn't really corny. Like, his roles ain't... I believe him about his gangster.
I just remember when Power started, I thought, damn, this is what people must have felt when they watched The Wire. And now every time I watch it, I'm like, damn, this is what people were talking about when they say The Wire's second season sucked. Because all those shows are trash. But no, they're not all trash. Let me take that back. But, yeah.
These networks are making money, though, right? Because, like...
I mean, they say that.
No, but here's the thing. Like, if I look at it from what it's worth, and I know one particular listener will hit me up and really correct me on this, but, like, yo, for the people who are choosing the advertising plans, even though it's a cheaper plan, right? The fact that they're running ads on that specific plan means that it generates more revenue. Right? So how about you just offer the ad plan for everyone and we just have to sit through it in the first place at that price point?
Because people try to act like that's cable which it isn't, because it's on demand. You can get it whenever
they can run 30-second ads like YouTube does. There's not too many YouTube videos where you can't run away from the 30-second ad.
By the way, YouTube, you're getting crazy with the ads. I know you just paid for the NFL Network thing. You're getting wild.
YouTube has NFL Network now.
They have something with the NFL. They paid like almost $1 billion for it, which is why their prices went from 12 to 18. They're trying to recoup
some of these bad beats. These bad beats. Look at your boy Elon messing up Twitter. Twitter's gone. What
made me? This is like, you're barely older than me, but what made me laugh about like when you were talking about the news thing earlier.
Yeah.
Like, I get my news from Twitter, so like I'm a 2000s baby. I'm a 90s baby. I get my news from Twitter.
Yeah, I can't.
And Twitter don't tell me. I'll know if it's important if Twitter starts making jokes. The funnier the joke on Twitter, the more important it probably is in real life.
I mean, it does. I mean, most of your major news networks are on Twitter or on social media in the first place.
Hold on, let me preface this. For the record, I don't go to Twitter for facts. I just go to Twitter for the event.
For the new, well, I mean, facts are always skewed, but they could be in the ballpark though.
Yeah.
Like, if they said, oh, like the Gaza Strip was bombed or something, I believe them. I don't think that they're making that part up. Now, it's the other shit that the in-between-the-line shit on the article where I'd be like, oh, I don't know about that.
But because this is off a tangent. Do not get mad at me.
We've been on the tangent. It's good.
But you know how I knew, it's funny you say this, because I was actually thinking the opposite of what I just said. I need to get off of Twitter. Because I saw someone, and I think this was in satire, but I saw someone say that all the bombings in Gaza is a facade, and I was like, damn, this is what the Holocaust people be talking about. Like,
but that's why people got to stay off the internet.
Yeah, I know we name dropped him a lot, but he has one bar that he's on his podcast that I stand by. Joe Budden once said, "Not everyone deserves Wi-Fi."
No,
and I have never.
Not everybody deserves a mic either.
Yeah, but Best Buys are open everywhere. But I don't think everyone deserves Wi-Fi. I've learned that. Like the older I get, I'm like, some of y'all should have just had your phone on airplane mode. We could have went without this.
But you know what? Nah, you're right. Some people don't deserve Wi-Fi. They're giving it out though.
Bro, it's like hotcakes on
Harlem Hospital giving Wi-Fi out. Harlem Hospital. That's a battle rap bar.
If I needed the landline. Nah, I told my Harlem Hospital giving Wi-Fi out.
That's a battle rap bar for some of y'all. That's
hilarious.
That's where we really connect. Yeah, but the subscription services, like if you put Stars, BET, what's the other one that has like 90 Day Fiance and shit like that? I can't think of Discovery. All those ones together for $9. Like people underestimate how much cable, like our cable networks used to like really shield us from the bullshit of these individual networks. Right? Because like you would remember back in the day, you can get HBO Star, Cinemax, or whatever for an extra $15.99.
Which was an amazing deal.
Yeah, well, in hindsight. Because our parents would tell us like, oh, I ain't spending an extra $15 on that. Well, shit. Per app now, they getting you.
You want to teach your kids responsibility. Know what I wish my parents would have done? For all the things that they say, like, oh, you want to pay for that? I'm not paying for that. If they would have let me know that they were just going to take it out of my allowance, I would have really made a decision at 12 years old. And what? But the fact that it wasn't an option, I thought that shit used to be $3,000 a month extra.
Yeah.
And come to find out, it is $12. I'm like, you're giving me $20 a month. I'm getting $80 or $20 a week.
You got times that shit out there by 12, so it's like an extra $100.
Okay, but I'm getting $20. My allowance used to be $20 a week, so I was like a senior in high school.
Oh, so you could have just said yes to whatever the shit that you wanted.
I was like, bro, I could bust down $5 a week for this
easily.
Yeah, yeah. I always think back to, I'm like, man, because now I'm looking at these prices and I'm like, these are actually outrageous.
Yeah, absolutely. No, yeah. Well, because they're individualized. If they weren't individualized, if they were a bundle deal, now here's the other fucked up part, right? We haven't even begun to scratch the surface on what it's going to be like watching your sport networks. Arizona, I believe, is the first state to like collectively have all their sports teams together where they've bought room for some things.
Yeah,
I believe that's true, right? Because it's the Cardinals, the Suns, and who's the other one?
I don't know if that's true, but that makes sense because Bally's went under.
Yeah, but I mean, the shit was starting way before then.
Oh, well, I know they were trying to get out of the Bally's deal or they weren't part of it.
So the question is, how much do you love the Falcons? Like, do you love the Falcons enough to buy a subscription?
I love the Falcons enough to still be a fan after what they've done to me in my life.
But the question is that if they say, yo, you can get any game for signing up for $29 a month to watch, you can get coverage of all of our games for $29 a month. Would you order the Falcon package?
I mean, yeah, because it's that'd be $120 because it's only 4 months in the season.
See, at that price, I might as well buy fucking the NFL package. Well, here's the thing, the
NFL games. Plus, you can stream almost every game for like $20 a month.
That's not bad.
And like, I don't know why people don't like the NFL's put this out there.
What was the other one that that used to be on DirecTV for all the time? It's skipping my brain.
Red Zone?
No, not Red Zone. The one they sell for like $300 or whatever.
Oh, the NFL. Oh my God, I forget the name of it. I know you're talking.
I shouldn't forget the name, but it's just I haven't said it in a while.
It's like the League Pass or something like that.
Nah, that's not it.
But
somebody like, you know how you be in the radio like, here's the answer, motherfucker. Just say it.
Someone is in their car right now.
But it's the package where you can get all the games and shit. That's just like they want like $250.
I swear it's NFL
something.
League Pass.
No, it's
that basketball. I think basketball's League Pass.
Look,
actually.
man, we got the internet, man. Keep going. I'll find it.
But yeah, I just feel like I do think it's getting outrageous with the prices. But the one thing that I learned about Americans is this.
No. I want to play a funner game. Right? I know where you're going, but here, let's play it. So $29 for the Falcons through their network. Would you do it? Yes.
Why
or
you
no?
gotta just keep outing me as a Falcons fan?
I just want to know. Me as a Charger fan, no, but they're not getting not the way they playing.
Yeah.
29, but and plus we live on the West Coast, so I get all the games.
Yeah,
anyway.
I don't get any games,
so that's why I'm asking you. So $29 every Falcon game.
Every game?
Yes or no? Yes, every game. $29 every game to the Falcon Network.
Every game is kind of crazy, bro.
Like if you got every game.
Oh, I got every game.
Yeah, you got every game
for per game.
No, you get yeah, you get every game for $29 a month. Dallas Mavericks. What's the price point on the Mavericks
for that one?
Woo! For the Mavs, that's crazy.
Because we're good.
Okay. Well,
we're third in the West.
You're supposed to be
we're
good.
Third in the West.
I get that. Okay, I will give you that.
My thing about
past February.
My thing about the Falcons is I've been through so much pain. I can't leave now. I'm too committed. The ridicule is Sunday ticket.
Yeah, they should have hit me, but go ahead.
God, that one's gonna really make me angry because that was so obvious.
As soon as I see it, it's Sunday ticket.
But yeah, I think it's just about like your level. Like some fans are resentful, some fans get angry, some fans are like they're really happy to be fans of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And some fans just don't know where they're at right now. Like if I was a New England Patriots fan right now, I don't know what I would be doing right now. Yeah. But if I was a New England Patriots, damn, these fans are so high water.
It's good.
But
the chair brings them out.
I know. I got hotel lotion on my ankles. But if I was a New England Patriots fan in 2012, I'd pay $100 a month to watch Tom Brady handle that.
That's true.
It's just about where you are. Like Charger fans.
What about the Braves? How much a month? How much you got for them?
See, you know what's crazy? That one I feel differently about because baseball has so many games.
It's 100. That's what I'm saying. With 162 games,
bro, it's like a 6 month.
Because the Padres were asking for $27 a month. I want to say it was like 23, 24, something like that. It was definitely in the 20s per month, though.
I mean, there's so many games, I guess. I just feel like it wouldn't be worth it because there's so many games I'm not going to be able to watch just because of time. Like, they play so much. Like, Sundays, granted, like, I work Sundays, but, like, Atlanta sucks. We don't have primetime games. I can watch that first thing in the morning.
And you got to think about it. You're dedicating 13 hours a week watching these games.
That's what I'm saying.
So the value is there for $20 if you look at it. If you care, like my dad watched every single Padres game, right, when he can, right, which is damn near if they play at 7:00 every day, right. But in some of those games, watch him, right. But for $30. That makes sense for the value. If that's
100%. Yeah, because like at the same time, like I'll spend $65 on a ticket to go to the game. I can get 2 months of baseball for free at home, or 2 months of baseball at home for that.
Now the blackouts is what fucks me up.
See, and this is what's so funny because none of my favorite teams are from my city.
Yeah.
So I don't even understand the point of the the blackout. I understand what it is, but I've never ran into that issue because I've never lived regionally where my teams are. I always have to stream it no matter what. So like I'm never like, oh, the worst I would have is like if when the Clippers used to be on Time Warner. And then, like, the Mavs play the Clippers, then it'd be blacked out on NBA TV. Yeah. And I would have to go to Time Warner to watch it. But that's, like, the closest I would have. And even then, that's just because my team's playing a team over here that's blacked out. When I'm watching the Mavs play the Hawks, I just got to stream that shit.
Yeah. There's nothing you can do about that.
Yeah.
They're not showing that over here. Because it'd probably only be about 300 people that will watch it. Because we know a guy who's probably listening to this pod right now, fucking on the edge of his seat. But, like, he'll show us the numbers. I won't say where he works at or who his name is because he'll show us the numbers sometimes. And when I saw that, like, when the Charger game comes on, I think there's only, like, 25,000 people that watch it.
Yeah.
And those are like maybe like El Cajon and people that live like somewhere close, and that's all that's on TV, or maybe 15,000. I would have thought the number was way higher than that.
Imagine moving to a whole new city and not getting any part of that fan base from that city.
Yeah, see, that's
the craziest thing in the world. Like, you left to expand your fan base just to have them be stolen by the Rams.
Yeah, I can crack this open now. We good. Don't worry about it. Oh, we're not sponsored by them. Let me flip them around. Anything else we got to add on streaming?
Nah.
Okay. Don't worry, I'm not driving you to wherever we're going. She is.
Hey, pay the actors, pay the stuntmen, and AI is not the way.
I got a smoking gun question for that one. Let's go ahead and hit the hand claps there, man. Let's have some fun. Random shit to fill in time. Since Zoe said it, let's have fun with it. How would you feel if someone used AI to send you a heartfelt message because they are bad with words? Now think of all the women that probably haven't been so super great with like communication and whatnot.
I don't think that's that big of a deal because when we were younger,
didn't see this coming. It's all right.
No, when we were younger, we didn't have AI. We had the homies. You know, your boy talks to a girl, he ain't got no game. You take the phone from him, you start texting her for him. It's the same shit. It's the same thing to me. Now, it's crazy because it's AI, but also I feel like this AI doesn't talk.
Y'all been together 5 years? You still taking that?
No, because 5 years our communication.
What you're talking about is like a year, 2 years under, right? But 5 years of knowing this person, living with them.
And also like 5 years in, if you're not someone who knows how to express themselves, I've probably come to peace with that. I'm not my expectation of you, like in that like view. I know you're gonna probably communicate your love in other ways. It's probably not through words. I'm not looking for that. Like I've come to the conclusion.
You are looking for it rather than the AI though.
Yeah, I would rather you show me love how you're gonna do it that far in than like you thinking that you need to ask a computer. First of all, if we've been together for 5 years, I'm gonna know you didn't write that. That computer don't write the way you write, probably.
Yeah, that shit. Well,
all of a sudden, you got a Stephen A. Smith vocabulary. I'm not doing it. You got me confused with somebody else. Nah, I'm gonna know. Like I know Cap. Like just like back when I was saying, these girls knew that wasn't my man's who texted her.
So say you find that out though, right? Like somebody sends you something, you're like, damn, that's crazy. Maybe she put in a lot of thought and effort, right? Then one day, maybe let's leave it to a point where we're not, supporting domestic abuse or anything like that. But they leave their phone open. You see Chat GPT open with the message that she had for you on there. Are you addressing it, or are you gonna act like you didn't see it?
All right. One of my aliases is Petty Guerrero. I'm gonna be honest. I probably wouldn't be that mad, but there's no way I'm not getting these jokes off. It's on
the spot, or are you gonna wait and hold it?
I have to wait and hold it. So my thing about my pettiness, I stand by this. I have to be over it to be petty. Because if I'm still hurt, I'm no longer being petty. No. I'm going to take it somewhere. It's going to start petty and it's going to go somewhere else.
Right.
Yeah. But once I've accepted that this is what's happening, oh, you're getting these jokes. I'm going to talk to you like a robot. I'm going to do all types of crazy things. I'm going to put batteries on you. I'm going to take batteries to your feet. I'm going to do all types of weird stuff. Because, like, why?
Yeah.
Like, why do, like I said, like, we're, and this is like obviously a little bit of a switch up. Like, if we've been together that long, like, if you want to express yourself to me and you're not good with words, just try your best.
Right.
I'm not dating Edgar Allan Poe. Like, I don't need you to just be out here giving me a sonnet worth of love. Like, make me some breakfast and scratch my scalp after I take my braids out. Like, we'll be good, bro. That's love. Like, I don't need all this grandiose thing. Like, I'm gonna say this is crazy. I hate like wedding speeches. Like if you're not the bride and the groom, I know people like their parents are like, oh, I want to, bro, it's not about you today.
My wife isn't, so my wife isn't the most, when you said that was exactly where my brain was telling me to go to before you said it, which was the most impactful thing my wife ever said, which I knew was from the heart, because some of the shit y'all didn't catch, some of the innuendos and the ins and outs in there. I caught it in real time, like we done been through some shit. I know what shit she talk about, right? And so, but I was like, yo, this is the most heartfelt thing she said in the 5 years that we've been together, right? Yeah. And like, not even in a text message, not verbal, whatever. She's not that verbally expressive person, but it's more so like, I want to spend every day with you or like have some type of time with you type of thing. So I understand that, right? But if I'm looking for the words ain't coming from her though, right? You know? Yeah. So like that moment, which was last year, right? That moment was the most that I had heard her like verbally express how much she felt about me, and that's like in our relationship. Usually it's the nonverbal shit, right? Like I come home every night, dinner be made. By the time I get home at 7:15, that's love to me. You don't need to give me a speech if you're doing this. Yeah, cool. But if you stop cooking for a week, I'm gonna be like, yo, what the fuck happened? You don't fuck with me no more.
I feel like people are really bad at not being aware of who they are and what reassures them. And I feel like a lot of times they project it onto their partner. Like, this person clearly isn't meant for you because the way you like to receive love or give love is not actually... Opposites can attract. But if this person isn't giving you, like, the type of static that you enjoy or, like, you need, like, it's not for you. Yeah. Leave. Get out of here. Like to, like, a bigger point about what we're saying about the chat GPT thing, like, I feel like a lot of times people just... They want people to grow a certain way. And that person every day shows you who they are, and they refuse to acknowledge it. Yeah. And they just get mad. They're like, oh, well, they're not communicative. That man has not talked in 10 years. You should have known year 2 that he wasn't going to start talking.
Yeah, I'd be wondering, like, when the fuck do people think that's going to change? Or even the accountability of what you're saying, though. Like, oh, he doesn't talk. Well, how do you introduce it?
Yeah, like, I feel like a lot of times, because you know what's so funny? The person that usually is complaining on that end is the one who doesn't really know themselves. Because the other person, they're saying, oh, they don't do this, they don't do that. If you ask that other person, I guarantee you they tell you that they don't do that.
Well, I know people that say, like, oh, this person's not communicative or whatever. But if they talk to me or if we're in a space or whatever, it's like, they don't give it up to me like that. Well, shit, you don't introduce it in a fun way that I would.
100%. I also don't think a lot of people create, like open spaces for people the way they think they do. I think a lot of people think like, oh, I'm open. Like you can't be open. Not everyone expects their space to be the same. Right. Like you have to create a different environment for people to open up depending on the person. Some people, if you sit there quiet long enough, they're going to start talking. Some people you have to pry it out of. Some people you just got to like give them a little bit of time, but you can't expect them to do it because this is how you want them to communicate. Right. And I feel like a lot of people like you have to be aware of who you are. Like I feel like a lot of people are in relationships with somebody else and they don't even know who they are. And I feel like that's what comes down to the whole like if I dated a chick and she felt like she had to give me the chat GPT thing, we'd probably break up because she doesn't know me. Because in my head is like this, if I've been with you for that long, you should know that that's probably not necessary.
If they did use it, I'm going to play devil's advocate because at first I was rolling with you until I really, like sometimes I just write shit down and be like, oh, I'll feel, like I'll see how I really feel in the moment. But if I know that words don't have any meaning to them until you attach a meaning to them, right? So if somebody utilizes like a tool to help them, better express themselves about how they feel about me, those words already exist. But if the feeling that I evoke out of you, right, like exists within those words and you get help to explain that, I'm not mad at that.
That's 100. Okay, I get that. That's true.
Yes.
But like I also say
now that was a fire ass fucking bar. I just came up with that in the last 10 minutes.
That was fire. No, because 100%. But I also say some of the greatest text messages that have ever been sent are from dudes who got caught cheating.
What do you mean? Explain this.
Like some of the most "I love you" creativity. Like you are the moon and the stars. But that's where the emotions have like the fucking like the meaning to it. Yo, because not even just dudes, but when people get caught cheating or whatever, man, it's like, yo, like you make that decision, and then in hindsight, it's like the short term gain. I've been watching. I like most of my listeners know I watch Love After Lockup. Look, some of these women that like be out here dating these dudes. One dude was locked down for 10 years when he was 18. I was like, look, you might as well let him live. He's 28, 29 years old, and he done missed out on things. He don't know what it's like to be 21 and hang out with his friends on his birthday. He ain't never touched Earth, bro. He ain't never really touched. He ain't been in no section, and she was moving him from wherever he was at to New Mexico. That don't sound like, and it was like reservation New Mexico. Like, I was like, yo, like, that don't sound like really fire. And I don't know if he's really in a point, like, he's telling you this,
Because where he was at before is way worse than New Mexico. Because he can't move around. Like, let him soil his oats. So what I'm saying all this to say is that, you know, sometimes, fuck, I lost it. I was trying to gain it back. Sometimes I can stretch it a little bit and be able to get it. But at the end of the day, sometimes, man, you have to allow people the space to be able to express themselves and where they get that creativity from, right? That's up to them. Like the fact that you're presenting it to me means that it means something to you. Like, we use cards, right? Like on somebody's birthday, right? Those aren't my words. Like, we went to go Walgreens or whatever and express it that way. If I wanted to give you something fire and draw it out myself, which would look like a third grader's work, you know what I mean? I could, and I could write something heartfelt, but, you know, sometimes there's nice presentation in those things.
You know why the Chat GPT thing probably what bothers me, to be honest?
Oh, shit.
Is that you can just give that to anybody. I'd rather you struggle and not know how to compile your emotions correctly than you just give it then you just give me something that they're going to give to the next person. Because though they might be your feelings, now it's not personal anymore. Because someone else can easily get that. Like, okay, I'm going to tell a story. This is good. I knew a dude in high school.
Okay. You knew a dude. Here we go.
Yeah,
I'm ready.
I can't say who it is. And if you went to high school with me, you probably know who I'm talking about. But fuck it. We're going to tell the story. I remember he sent this girl a poem. She was so ecstatic.
About the poem?
About the poem.
That she thought he wrote it, or she
thought he wrote it.
Okay, there we go.
She's so ecstatic. I remember we're sitting in math class. She's like giggling. She's like, "Oh my god, he wrote me this." I'm like, "Oh, for sure."
It's pre-Google, huh?
Yeah, it's pre-Google. Oh. This dude has sent about 6 chicks
the same poem,
the same exact poem.
Just changed the name.
102%.
Did they ever find out?
102%.
How'd they find out?
Oh, because it's high school. There's only so many groups.
As soon as you say, "Oh, he wrote me a poem," let me see what it says.
Exactly.
That's kind of
crazy.
You know,
your homegirl saw the other one that he
said like a chain letter.
Bro, my man was out here sending out, send this to 10 people or something bad will happen to you. He was doing that with poems.
Oh, they definitely sent it to the wrong person. How'd they find out, though? I always get interested in that. Do you remember?
I want to say he sent it to someone. Like, he one thing he was good, I'll give him credit. He did space it amongst groups that he didn't think there was going to be, like, you know, some, what do you call it? Some overlap.
Social media fucks that up, though.
I want to say one of the girls was friends with someone that he really didn't think they were friends with. And one of the homegirls put the dots together.
But they all went to the same school.
Yeah, which I think was the number one.
Fucking stupid. That's dumb. Yo, because I got caught with somebody. So it's funny because you were the Eastlake. When I went to SCPA, bro, I was dating some girl or whatever that went to SCPA, and I was talking to shit. You might know her.
I know you don't have to say this.
Yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
She was beautiful.
Yeah,
a very nice spirit and everything, and that's why it tempted me at a young age. But yeah, so I started talking to her. And dumbass me, AOL Instant Messenger. She used to cheerlead with another girl that went to my school or whatever, and they knew each other from cheer. Oh, you know, Carly says, yeah, I know who he is. He dates such and such. That's it. That's all she wrote at that point. Nothing you could do. Like, yo, like, if I know that now, like 2 regional plays, that was a learning experience. At that point, it's like, yo, fuck, don't do it.
It says something, because I'll say this. You gotta know who you're dealing with. Kind of back to what we were talking about. Because I've definitely been in situations where they both knew, and I knew that they knew. But I picked them 2 on purpose because I knew they hated each other.
They can't work together.
Can't
join forces.
Like I wasn't going to be the bridge to mend that broken friendship.
Yeah.
I just knew that I'm now the prize. They're gonna battle this out.
The hate between them is stronger than the bond that I share with them separately.
And like, this is much younger than me. I was very manipulative at this moment. But yeah, like,
Renetta was here last week getting mad about how men manipulate things, but it's all about ego, man.
It was 100%. You hurt me. If she hurt me, I'm gonna go talk to this chick I know she hates. We're gonna still kick it on the back end, but
and
now
that hurt can be in relationship too, like in game. It could be in relationship.
Oh,
too.
I knew I was hurt. Like my feelings. It was like the first time my feelings were like hurt, and I was like, I know you don't like her. You guys play a sport together. I'm gonna go do this.
Yeah,
and now you have to look at her, and now you want me back, even though you don't actually like. You know what we don't talk about? Men. We talk about the men's ego, but we don't talk about A woman will only want you back because she don't like the chick you're with now. That ego is very big too. That's not a gender thing. Everybody does that. Like, the only thing that will stop a dude,
or women will only want you because of the chick you're with.
I'll never like
the psychology of that is crazy.
Because like you ever hear like
oh, I gotta get you to say your wild take that you said with me and Jose. But keep going.
I was watching
you know where I'm getting at.
I don't, but we'll get to it.
Yeah.
But I was watching Seinfeld randomly. I'd never watched Seinfeld. And Jerry gets engaged, he breaks up with his fiance very quick. And another chick, I'm assuming that he had dated in a previous episode, sees him and he's talking to George on the show and he goes, "Oh damn, this shit, she hates me." All of a sudden she goes like, "Hey, I heard you were engaged." And he's like, "Yeah, I broke it off, da da da." And this whole time he's freaking out. He's like, "Dude, this chick hates me." And then he goes, "Yeah, I broke it off." She's like, "Oh, we should get lunch sometime." Because now, in her head, he's willing to commit. Now I want him. Oh, he has a girlfriend. Oh, he has to be a good boyfriend. Why would she make him her boyfriend if he's not? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
I don't even think that they want you. They just want the idea of it. You know what I mean? Like, the idea of someone who's willing to commit.
So with that being said,
yes,
you know where I'm going with it.
I don't, but I know I probably said something wild.
If your man's has a girl, right?
Oh, okay.
If you got a girl and your man's finds the value in her, are you getting mad at that?
No, I'll say this. I thought about what I said earlier.
The backpedal. Yeah,
no, it's not backpedal.
No, say what you said first. And then
let me preface this.
backpedal.
I was speaking from a much younger point of view.
Okay.
Doing that now is crazy.
Okay. Say what you said now.
Okay. So what I said was, because this was in regards to a much younger time.
Yes. Okay.
Younger time.
Yes, okay.
If my man dated some chick, the equivalent, like his junior to senior year in high school.
Okay.
And I pop when we're 24, I don't think that's the craziest thing in the world.
Okay.
You caught that body.
If you say it in high school, yes, that's different.
Like if we're talking pre-19, that's not a relationship.
What are you, 30 now?
29.
What about 24?
No, that's real.
Okay.
That's real.
Okay.
I think the cutoff is probably like 23, 24. And I'm not saying it's the right thing to do, but like I definitely see my boys straight up be like, "Hey, you used to date so and so. She wants Mr. Johnson. Like, what's your thought on this? Like, it's just a big deal."
Yeah.
But like at 26, you shouldn't approach me doing that. Either do it and don't tell me, or don't do it. But at like that younger age, I completely understood. It's like, "Hey, you guys were dating, but we're so young. Like, you dated 8 months. Was that really a relationship? You know what I mean?"
Yeah.
But like now at this age, like that's wild. Like that's a wild thing to do. Like,
even at 6 months at this age.
Because at this point, it's more of like, were you just staring at my chick the whole time? Because I would say when you're younger,
this is what we were trying to tell you.
I get it. But I would say when you're younger, and I think you would agree with this, most of your boys have the same exact taste. When you get older, you start to differentiate who likes what.
In a spot, like if I'm in a section or whatever, or if I'm in a club or something, yeah, we got the same taste. Because obviously male ego says that whoever I am tonight means that I deserve you.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So then therefore that's when all the tastes come together, right? But you catch me in the sun, daylight, few conversations or whatever, what I like and what you like may be completely different from that one night setting.
I just feel like when you're younger, when you get older, the group's smaller. You know what I mean? Obviously,
absolutely.
You have less friends.
Yeah.
But when you're older, you're probably around more women, but it's like a cycle of women. Like there's usually a larger female group, and there's all these chicks are in one group. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like you're more likely to get overlap. The group is smaller now because people have branched off. You've decided
it's
who you like.
It's a very slow process when that shit happens too.
I'm getting to the point now where I'm like, this sounds fucking, but I'm like looking at some of my friends and I'm just like, if I didn't meet you when I was 14, I would never be fucking friends.
I look at homies like first cousins, second cousins, third cousins. Oh, these are the motherfuckers I ain't seen in forever. Mm-hmm. So like if we first and second cousins in friendship, you can't mess with anybody I talk to.
100%.
Now, if you third, fourth, like I ain't seen you since high school, have at it, big dog.
First of all, I think a thing that's a preference is who that friend is. If my man,
that's what I'm saying. If it's your first cousin friend,
no, but
like
also,
Trav is your first cousin friend.
Yeah, but like I'm leaving that alone.
But I'm just
I'm not laughing for the reason why
I know it's a loose comparison.
But I think also you got to know who's like your homie who's a scumbag. The guy who does
But I
that,
don't hang with him no more.
no. But here's the thing: the guy who smashes your ex and doesn't tell you, you already knew he was capable of that.
Does that still exist right now for your age group?
Yeah.
At around 32, 31, you start feeling sorry for that guy.
Oh, 100%. To be honest with you, I'm gonna be honest.
Cause like I don't run into that as a problem anymore.
So this is
because it's like yo my man, you still on that shit? Like let that shit go.
Well, me and my boys like.
I got like 10 of them now. Like dog, that okay? Find one.
No, you know what's so funny? Me and my friends always laugh. So like, your homie will talk to a girl. He'll probably pop. They'll talk for a little bit. They don't date.
Yeah,
and then she'll start dating someone else afterwards. It's like adjacent or in the group. You know what I mean? We always laugh. We go, but she clearly still likes the original friend, the guy who wouldn't date her. We like to call the secondary guy. We go, you're the weak link. Like if my dude, like I always tell people, I'm like, well, who you have to watch out for are like, it'll tell you a lot about yourself. If your man dates a chick and then she attempts to hit you afterwards, you're the weak link. You're the weak link. She knew that you would jeopardize your whole friendship for it. Now it's different if you wait like 3 years and then it just happens. I'm not saying, but like I know some females who definitely have like broken up with a dude and went for his best friend immediately afterwards. And I'm like, and I can say this, the dude probably
that's a young girl sport.
That's a young girl sport. Because the guy always is like the guy usually never even thought it was a possibility. Never was a thought in his mind that was going to happen.
No, exactly.
And usually, and that's what I'm saying.
But he'll let it happen.
I'll give him more leeway to when you're younger because you're just horny. Like if a girl's offering you something, you'll risk some shit just because you're just dumb. At 26, you should have self control.
You know what I realized?
You should have self control.
When you're saying this shit, because it's always good to talk to you because you know your experiences are about 4 years behind, four and some change behind, is that the energy it takes to keep up with that lifestyle with the shit that I have going on now. You said this the other night, like I ain't got kids, I ain't got nobody to come home to. It's like, I can go run out and do whatever the hell I want to. I was like, you're right. Because the energy that another thing that I had on here for random shit to fill in time to make this make sense a little bit was how have house parties changed for you in comparison to what they were, let's say 18 to 22? Like, what is it? Paint the scene for me right now, what they look like.
It's a little different for me because when I got out of high school, one of my, an ex-friend and one of my best friends lived together. Mm-hmm. And immediately they got like 18. Like their parents both moved across the country. They both got an apartment. So we've been 11 deep in the house. There's huge house parties and stuff. But like 4 times a week, we were 11 deep in the crib till like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. And we still do that now. You know what I mean?
How many people did you say?
Like 11 deep, maybe.
Okay.
So like me and my friends, like we spend a lot of time together for the most part. And like we can all just sit in a room and not talk for hours.
So what about the ones like the kickbacks or the ones that like Steve got a party at his house, they send you the message or whatever? I haven't
been to someone's house that I don't know in at least 8 years.
Okay, so that's the part that I want to talk to you about then. That part.
Yeah.
So for example, yesterday I went to, now I know the woman, we're really close. She sold me my house, right? Or she helped me find my house that we bought. She's a realtor. I met her through some work shit. Now, she hasn't worked at the job that I work at right now in about, I've been there 10 years now, or 10 years this year, in about 8 years. So the people that showed up yesterday to her event are not people that I knew from that time period. Now, she's older than me. It was her 50th birthday party. Mm-hmm. So we go in there, and I'm not going to say her name or anything like that because much respect to her, and we could talk about this if she ever listens to it or somebody tells her this, right? But we could talk about it. Other than that, I could stick with my anonymity and guess that she's not going to listen to this pod. But we go in there. There's a bunch of people, maybe mid-40s to 65 years old, right? Mm-hmm. I'm 33, right? I'll be 34 in a few weeks. So I get in there with my wife. I knew the deal, right? Last time she didn't have a lot of like good snacks in there. Today, like she had tacos and shit, right? I was like, oh, this is gonna be great. Mm. Get in there. They got a mom and they got a lady in there that's probably like me and your mom's age, but like way like she was just way livelier for somebody at that age that I had ever seen before. She had on light up shoes. right? And it was an 80s and 90s theme party,
Oh,
right?
that's what you're saying you went to, yeah.
Yeah, it was an 80s and 90s theme party. And there was like there was a rug, like a little platform like this in the grass, followed by strobe lights and like DJ equipment.
Oh, they were lit.
Yeah. But I was like, oh, this is for breakdancing, right? Oh man, I was like, yo, this is definitely for breakdancing. So I was like, yo, all right, no. Old girl I hear a voice. We're in a backyard in Old Eastlake. We're in a backyard. All right, we're gonna get ready to start dancing. I said, yo, where's that voice coming from? Right? The music playing this shit. I was like, who's talking? I look at the lady that I told you that's more livelier. She got like the headphone mic on, right? Like Bill Blanks.
The God, shouts to the God.
So she stepped on the little platform that was in front of the dance floor.
Oh, she jazzercised it.
I said, oh shit, she's leading the dances. So she started naming these, she know the names on.
She was like a party host.
Hell yeah, but the dance host, right? And
that's a thing. I've realized that is a thing.
Yeah, and
I didn't know it was a thing till recently, but that's a thing.
Oh, you've seen that before?
I've been told that this is, but you know what's funny though? It's only at older parties.
Yeah.
Like I'm about 5 years, 10 years away from that. I feel like, but like my parents, I think they've been to one of my parents' friends is a DJ, and he has a guy come with him who's, I think they're technically like MCs. You know what I mean? They are the master of the ceremony.
No, she definitely was.
Yeah,
Because without her, I would say without her, 8 more people. I mean, the 8 people that did get up. I mean, out of the 12 people, 8 of them would have never got up had she not been there.
It's positive peer pressure. It's to keep the vibe going, and to be honest, I mean, it makes sense when you get older. People just go out, and I feel like it's like, oh, I have to go.
Yeah,
you know, you're obligated to go, and then they're so like already annoyed that they're obligated to go that they've already checked out. They're not gonna have a good time regardless. That person is there to make sure that whether you like it or not, we're having a good time.
Yeah. She was, and she was moving. Like she did the wobble and the little mix in between the wobble with the hip. I said, oh, she stretched before she did started doing it.
Not to cut you off. You know,
no, you good.
I went to 2 Christmas parties yesterday.
Okay,
and one of them is my boy's house. I go like a couple times. I've been a couple times the last few years.
You know everybody that goes there?
No, this is what I get to.
Okay, there we go.
So he has work friends. I've known him since middle school, but we never went to school together.
Okay.
He was a friend of a friend, and over the years, like high school, middle school, like and like past, we're super close for the most part. You know what I mean? We don't talk all the time, but that's my guy for real.
Yeah.
So what I was talking to, I went with my homegirl, and I was talking to her about what I thought was funny, and I was talking with my other friends is, how do you as a man, because I had this happen to me yesterday. So it's a pretty similar group every year, but I only go once a year to see them. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm reintroducing.
But I fuck with that because that's people that you've seen previously before.
But like you also have that like I'm definitely reintroducing myself to people I've introduced myself to before. So me and my boy were laughing. So he saw me do this.
But you would just say like, oh, I'm Zoe?
Yeah, I'm just leaving to go. If you introduce yourself to me, I'm just going to reintroduce myself to you. It's fine. I'm not holding it against you. I'm like, my ego's not big enough to believe I'm that memorable.
Right.
You know what I mean? But my boy,
are you the only black dude that goes there?
No.
It's more than 5?
There was like 6 of us. My homie's Filipino. It's it's predominantly Asian, but it is a very mixed crowd.
Because in my story, I'm the only black dude.
Oh no,
keep going.
But this looks like
so.
My boy sees me introduce myself to someone that he knows I've met before.
Yeah,
and he's like, "Bro, why you reintroduce yourself?" I said, "Bro, like I'm not gonna bother that man." But what I thought was funny was, what do you do, or how do you take it? I introduced myself to this man. He introduces me to his wife. His wife looks at me and she gives me a face like, I know you, but then she brushes it off. I can see it in her face that she knows that I know that we've done this before.
Yeah.
And I shake her hand and keep it moving. I was thinking to myself, how nasty is it to introduce yourself to the husband and then you realize you know them through the wife? Because you can't be like, oh, I don't really remember you, but I remember your girl. Because my boy was like, you don't remember him? I was like, no, but I remember his wife. And I can't be like, oh, I remember her.
Where did you remember her from?
From the party, from the year before. From the years before.
Well, we were talking about that. Like I the same guy you're talking about, I remember his wife. But that's because he's not your friend in our settings when he came over to our house and shit. She was more vocal than he was.
100%.
So that's why, like, it's like, oh, it's not weird,
but it's different because you're my cousin
and I'm married. So
yeah,
and I walk around saying this is my wife, but I mean,
yeah, but like I in my head, he was like, you just weren't gonna like tell him that you know that.
Now that story, how long they been married for?
I have no clue.
They're your age though.
Yeah, we're all about the same
At
age.
that age, if they've been married for 2 years, and then maybe they were dating for at least 2 years, I can get that because like young you would be like, yo, when the fuck did you like have time to meet this motherfucker?
And like,
and
I
you would ask questions before you
easily
get
I
to the
could be
real.
like, bro, we met last year, but then he's gonna be like, then why'd you reintroduce yourself to me?
Like, well, I just remember you from your wife. That's all right. You thinking too much about that one.
I don't think the male ego can take that,
Bro, it depends on how you like talk out of that situation, right? That's why, so you gave us one dynamic of a party where these are people that you continue to meet, right?
Yeah.
And my story, like there was another 8 or 9 people that didn't get up that wanted to watch everyone, right? And then I'm realizing I'm having a conversation with a gentleman who like I ain't really got nothing in common with. I'm the only brother here too. Right? There's a lady in there in her 60s. She was looking at me either like, yo, like, I wonder what that's like, or why is he here? Right? And both of those I'm not signing up for.
Does she have the asymmetrical?
What you mean?
The asymmetrical
You
bob?
talk about no. She was like jean jacket, like late 60s jean jacket, like white lady
Oh,
type.
she might have been having a flashback.
I don't know what it was, but I was like, yo, I gotta get out of here, right? Yeah. Like I said, we did an hour, we ate. Matter of fact, we gave her a decent amount on the Amazon gift card, right? I'm like, well, yo, we on the Amazon card is more than what we ate, so I can leave early. So I look at my wife, I said, hey, I know we only been here for an hour, but there's a lot of motherfuckers in here just standing around and shit like that, man, that like, you know, we not really conversing and it's not really interesting. I was like, I'm kind of ready to go. Like if I walked into the spot off of North Park, I'm out. Like, ain't no way I'm staying here. I keep my $5 cover. I'm out of here though, right? So that's how I looked at it. I was like, damn. The age group difference though, I was like, even though we're couples and I'm going to parties as a couple now, I was like, I'm not here yet. like I need to be somewhere where it's a little bit more jumping. We got games and shit or whatever, drinking, camaraderie or whatever. Cause like everybody being weird now doing their solo isolation shit.
Yeah, I'll be on. That's just different. I don't know. Like
I didn't know nobody there. One girl. I knew one girl that was there. Everyone else, I tried making jokes. You know me. We the same ilk, right? Because Karl had me down. He's like, y'all the same. And it's like, yeah, like you would do the same. 100%. And when you realize your shit ain't landing, you be like, you know what? Maybe it's not me. It's got to be the setting.
Bro, it's so funny when you go to a party and you're like trying to like, you know, be funny or do something like that, and you're like, "Damn, this joke works in every other room." I feel like when a comedian bombs in like a certain city, and they're like,
exactly.
like if you know, this shit hit in Cincinnati. I don't know what's up with Toledo. I'll give him. I'm out here
Toledo is crazy. That's what I felt like. I was in Toledo, bro.
Bro, yeah, I'm out here giving y'all my best ha-has. You just ain't giving me nothing right now.
It was a bunch of like, bro. At one point, I'm leaning on the counter like. Happy birthday. I was like, God damn. There is like nobody gonna jazz up some shit or nothing like that. The men in here, bro. Like, I'm in there with the secondary men though. And I hate to say this is a cultural thing, right? Because there's a few Latino men in there, right? A lot of them are still of that ilk, and even if they parents like in that age group where like they bring the money home and the wife is the character and they do everything else. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, I can't be in here with y'all. Like I don't usually bode well with that type of atmosphere. I need to be in here with some alphas. Ain't a lot of alphas in here. In my opinion, I'm the only alpha. You know, where I could hit you on both lanes. Like,
just do me a favor. Never call yourself an alpha.
I'm an alpha male.
No, you're
absolutely,
not.
bro. Viking.
Just because you're bald doesn't make you an alpha male.
I walk around with my shirt off. I eat with my fingers and shit. Meat. I ain't meat today. I had a shredded machaca.
You don't eat meat. You're lactose intolerant. You can't even eat shrimp.
That's
facts. How's a crustacean going to take you out?
My man's going to tell people that I drink almond milk. That's crazy. That is soft when you say that.
Yeah,
like, don't tell nobody I drink almond milk.
Don't call yourself an alpha male.
I'm an alpha male,
you have
man.
Never hunted and gathered anything.
This is why you don't pie with your family. Take all your esteem. They take all your steam away.
I want to let you know this has nothing to do with the fact issue. I just hate when men say that because you know what I
I'm an alpha male. My wife is your wife. You can be an alpha male and be with another alpha female.
What I'm saying, you're deflecting. That's not what we were talking about.
But the way that I don't want to say this is that. Yo, I'm in here with a bunch of weenies.
See, I'm with that. First of all, one of my favorite ways to characterize people, like, bro, you're just a weenie. It's fine.
Yeah, like it's cool. Like, I'm not mad at you being a weenie, bro. It's just like that's not how I want to spend my Saturday night.
Hey, you know that Vince Staples rant, like, you's a bitch. It's okay to be a bitch. Your mama raised a good boy. I've been saying that about weenies for years, bro. Pause. But like, bro, there is certain. But here's the thing, though. That's okay. Because if I know you're a weenie, I can trust on you weenieing it up. You know what I mean? And I get what you're saying in your setting. It's like, I walked into a room and I didn't know I was just in here with a 12-pack and there's just hot dogs everywhere.
Was there other single people at your party?
Yeah.
See, not at mine.
Okay, I will say this, though. There were other single people there, but my friends, like the people I know from there, are mostly married. Like my homegirl, I went with her. She's married, but her husband's he's employed somewhere else. So we went together because I was gonna leave anyway. My other two friends, they just got married. For the most part, like I'll say this, I don't know who the single women are in that room, and I've been going for like
that's
3
how
years.
I felt there. But it, like there was 2 women that came together for sure. And that was another story, but I mean, they came together for sure, but it was like, all right, either one, your husband, because, you know, with Latino women, it's hard. They don't like wearing their ring. My wife is the only exception. But like, yo, maybe like their husband's at home watching their kids or some shit like that, you know, and they both going to this, you know, party to support their friend or whatever.
Yeah, I will say, because it's a good amount of us. It's probably about 50 to 60 of us.
That was there last night?
Yeah, so.
That's fire.
Yeah, but so
it was like 20 of us last night, but it was like, yo, like 8. Like, look, the person who threw the party, I love her because she's full of energy.
Yeah.
She danced. She was up there sliding and grooving. And I got up, I did the YMCA with them. You know, I did the whole little 9 or whatever, dog. But then I'm looking at all the other ones. I was like, yo, like, y'all the reason why this shit not really jump. She turned 50.
It is weird when people, like, have a certain personality and you realize the people around them are completely different than them.
Yeah.
Like,
well, because they don't,
like
she's the one. They live through her vicariously.
That's wild.
Like Brunetta and our friend groups, Brunetta, Karl, and all them. Like if you put both of them in a room together, I can only imagine what type of conversation they would have.
I wouldn't.
Right? But they take over a room.
I'd be so angry by the end of that conversation.
But that's why I tell you, like, I'm an alpha because I hang out. Like I consider them alphas. Like you could take over a room with your bullshit.
I was about to say something. I don't know if I can say.
Yo, Thanksgiving was way more popping. Our Thanksgiving was way more popping than that party I was at
Karl
yesterday.
might not be an alpha, but he's definitely Jewish now. That's what he told me.
He's an alpha. He'll take over some shit.
Yeah, he will. He will.
With his personality and not mean to do it.
That's 100% true.
Yeah, that's what same thing with you, same thing with me. Even Durant, he don't even talk that much. But I tell you what, if the music is fire, it's dark enough or whatever, he gonna go out there and have a great ass time. That's why, yo, we used to roll together all the time because it's just like, yo, my man can switch a gear if you want to. He'll play docile, but he'll switch a gear.
Lonely brother?
He will switch. No, because I tell you what, 2 shots.
Stop now.
Let's call it a day, man. You're about to have me telling. This is when they call me Karl.
Look, I will say this on the party I went to. Shouts to my boy. I'm actually getting it. Nico. This man, the last 3 years, has done something for this Christmas party. It's a potluck that I respect the most. When he sends you the invite, he attaches a spreadsheet. That way, you and everybody else who's invited knows exactly what they're bringing.
I fuck with that. It's easy to enter.
Bro, 110%. I remember sitting there, I was like, damn, what should I bring? And I checked the spreadsheet. I'm like, oh, no one brought dessert? I went to Hans and Harry.
Check my old ass out. What app he use? What app he use? Google Document?
He sent it just an Excel spreadsheet, but I downloaded.
But is it live? Like if you put an entry in, everybody else can see it. Yeah. Fuck with that.
Because you have to. Yeah, bro. It was, but it's so like every year he sends it. It's the funniest thing in the world to me. Because people are also like throwing shade in it. We had 3 people put macaroni and cheese. My boy Keem at the bottom put the real mac. Like
the real mac,
the real macaroni and cheese.
That's a lot of work. Whoever did that. Yeah. Oh, I don't want to butcher it. I'll save it for 3 cheers. Read him in week. Am I in the wrong? I will be brief, but then he decides not to be brief. I have an infant at home and 3 stepkids. I've gone out every other weekend since my wife gave birth. I'm gone roughly 3 to 4 hours with a buddy of mine. She thinks that I should be home making dinner every single weekend because she cooks during the week while taking care of the baby and other kids. School's been shut down for 2 weeks due to water contamination. I work 4 a.m. to 4 p.m. He giving the bars off. I'm home every night after work, and every other weekend I stay home. She says she doesn't get breaks and says, I'm not even saying you can't go out, but seriously, pull your head out of your fucking ass and cook dinner and take some slack off of me. I do cook dinners Friday and Sundays. Every week and Saturdays on the weekends I'm home. I think I deserve a Saturday. She deserves breaks too, but is currently breastfeeding the baby who won't take a bottle. We try nearly every other night. Therefore, and I'm almost done. Therefore, she will get breaks, but right now we're at the difficult stage. Her friends, of course, think I'm a raging dickhead because when I don't work, they think I should stay home the entire time and cook and clean and take care of the kids. I'm only giving myself 1 day every 2 weeks, but apparently this is not good enough. I shouldn't be having to take breaks because my wife isn't stable and isn't able to in their eyes. Am I in the wrong?
Postpartum is a weird thing. It's very hard.
You're trying to make us risky on the platform. It's
No.
ahead,
I don't mean it's weird in the sense of like, it's a touchy subject because her not postpartum might not even have an issue with this, but hormones are going through a lot. She's breastfeeding and everything like that. I don't necessarily think that he's in the wrong, but I think sometimes you just got to know it's not worth the battle. Like, granted, his hours are crazy. 4 to 4 is a wild shift. Also, what is he doing for these 4 hours? Is that more of the issue? Like, what is he? Because he didn't tell us what he's doing for those 4 hours. Like, why are you missing? Like, you can't go from 12 to 4 and be back home to cook. Because he's going out. Like, are you going out from 8 to 12? If that's the case,
I imagine it's 8 to 12.
I can understand why she might be a little salty.
If it's 8 to 12 or 12 to 4.
If it's 8 to 12, get a daytime activity. Be a freaking adult.
Okay, there we go. I see what you're at.
Get it. Like, the compromise.
He's saying he's with a buddy of his, so I imagine he's probably going to a bar or something like that.
Yeah, be an adult. You drink in the middle of the day.
Fuck. I'm going to say some shit that I really... So, I'm with you. And I'm going to take it to another place. I clearly said stepkids at the beginning. Where they dad at?
I left that alone on purpose.
No, because it's a great question. I asked my wife the same thing, and she tells me where she's at. And look, the way that life is set up is absolutely correct. Do I want to take it there?
I don't know.
I don't know if I want to take it there. But his dad hangs with him. That's not where I'm talking about. His dad hangs with him. So there's no complaints there.
Yeah.
And even when he was young, his dad will hang with him, right? Before, but the schedule is modified as he's gotten older, right? Sure. Makes sense, right? He has his own reasons. It has nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
I don't get involved in any of they shit ever.
Yeah.
Right? Even to this day, right? Like whenever we were in the car, I was talking to my stepson and he was like, well, you're my dad too. Yeah, but let me tell you what the parameters of that means, right?
Yeah.
Like if your dad ultimately says, I want this and this to happen, my respect for him is enough to make sure that happens.
Yeah, but you understand that. You know what I mean? Not everybody understands that.
Well, because if it was me, he not about to fucking tell me like what goes on. If I want my daughter to do X, Y, and Z, and let's say the situation was reversed, bro, I would expect for you to adhere to what I'm saying if it's not egregious.
My bigger, I was thinking about the kids, but I was thinking another factor. How old are these children?
If they're 3 to 4, they got to be between like five. I would say 4. Oh, let's be realistic. 3 to 8.
Well, you said there's 3 of them. My question is like this: like, once you hit 12, you should be self-sufficient on the weekends. When I was 12, second 10 o'clock hit, I was outside the whole day. My mom shouldn't even have to worry about me and the rest of my brothers and sisters are doing because we out here in these streets.
But even at age 6, you should be able to help around the house.
That's what I'm saying. Like
my daughter can take her own showers now. She turned the water on. She know where the temperature's supposed to be at. And it's hot. You know, when you a kid, she brush her own teeth. She get dressed on her own and shit. She dressed herself today. A little crazy, but you know, she dressed.
I know who her grandmother is.
Right, but exactly. But she dressed herself today. And it's like, like at some point you should get a little help. I'm not mad at my man getting a day. Basically, twice a month he gets time to himself.
I think it's just the time frame. And I'll say this, like, one thing I hate this phrase because I feel like it only works because we allow it to be something. It sounds weird, but I hate when people say like you never get a break being a mother, as if you're a good, like, how did I say this correctly? Come some other word. You never get a break if you're a mom, which I believe is true, and they make it seem like every dad is a part-time father.
I don't agree with that,
and I don't get. But here's the thing: is though. You don't get a break if you don't allow yourself to get a break.
Bam.
You know what I mean?
Bam, that's it right
because
there.
Because I always think about it like this. Like, we persecute fathers who don't show up, but then we don't applaud the ones who are there. And then my thing is, if you're there and you're taking care of her plus her other kids, which you did sign up for, I think 4 hours is reasonable. But what I will say is, it's probably the time frame. Just get a middle of the day activity, my dude. Or, I'm assuming with all these kids, I'm assuming they're in a house or a condo, I would guess. If you don't just throw something on the grill and invite your buddy over and cook and drink while you're in the house.
Nah, but you can't speak freely.
That is true.
That's a big deal. Like, now I have the luxury of my wife hates it. She be like, don't talk to me like I'm one of your friends. But look, I need this. Hey, my guy, you may not even be a guy. Hey, my guy, what you up to? Like, I will talk to her because I don't feel like I need to fake it.
Yeah.
Like, you can't tell me, like being my family member, there's no difference between podcast me, work me, and then chilling at home with my family me. Yeah. Now, certain things and comments that I will make are different, but I'm pretty consistent on my bullshit, no matter where I go.
I also feel like when he is home, there can be some pampering to your wife while she's dealing with this breastfeeding thing. That thing can buy you some leeway. I feel like he's not finessing the system.
She's not he didn't say it, but if she don't work,
well, she's on maternity leave. We'll just assume it's
okay. She's on maternity leave. Look, you just gonna have to go through that.
That's what I'm saying. Like the postpartum thing. Because if he's
still working from 4 a.m. to 4 p.m., that's a long day. He's going to work at 3 o'clock in the morning. Let this man have some time to himself.
And I agree with, but like I just feel like there's certain arguments you're not going to win. My father's a very quiet.
Well, if I'm arguing on the man's side, right? Let's argue it all the way, right? When my wife gave birth, I was back to work in 2 weeks. I took 2 weeks off, and then I went right back to it. Why? Because we couldn't afford for both of us to be on leave, right? They're going to put you on that little thing. Now, you can make the argument, women will make the argument that, hey, I'm at home with the kids. I'm with that. But sometimes these kids go to sleep. And you get to have 3 hours to yourself in which you can do something. Now, you might be tethered. But in my situation, like my mom hasn't worked since I've been back home. Mm-hmm. Right? So my mom will watch my daughter. She would watch, my stepson and shit together. Still does. She did it last night for us to go out. So if you're not utilizing your resources and going out to have fun, that's why I always have it. My wife is that woman where she was like, she loves staying at home with the kids all day. That's cool. Me, I need to recharge my battery. Right? And if you're not utilizing your resources to be able to do that or whatever, is that my fault?
My thing is like this. And I'm going to get in trouble for this, but I'm going to be honest here. Logic is only 1/3 of a factor when arguing with a woman. And they went. A great arguing strategy on their part. I've seen men be 100% right and take some of the worst L's I've ever seen in my
Absolutely.
Life. So that's my thing is he has to finesse the game. He's got to, you got to buy yourself some credit. You know this is coming up. You know next week you're going to hit the bar. Bruh, you need to be giving out foot rubs. You need to be doing a whole bunch of stuff because at the end of the day,
or take her with you once, or she can't drink because she's
breastfeeding.
Yeah,
exactly. That was my thing. I was thinking that,
or
too.
just go out with her sometime. Look, you know how I buy myself time to cheat this system, and I'm gonna tell my wife exactly what I do, but I just include her in on shit. Like, hey, you want to go to do this? Like, let me run you ragged on how I would run myself ragged on like getting my cup full before I go do another 5 day a week like shift. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, let me take you out on like what I need to like decompress, and that'll be enough for you. Because we've been moving all weekend, too. She here right now. We went to go eat breakfast this morning. We went out to the party last night. We went out to dinner on Friday night, fire-ass Italian restaurant, right? And now, like this is what I needed to recharge my battery, so you're part of that focus, too. Our kids have been somewhere every time we did that and had someone new.
I feel like with an infant, it's a little bit different. I'll give her credit for this. I feel like when you have a very young baby, when you're separated from it, I feel like it's hard to actually separate yourself from it, even when they're not around.
Yeah.
It's definitely a thought of focus. Like, I know your kids are always on your mind, but like when they're 4, you'll be like, okay, they can be with grandma. But when they're like 3-4 months, I feel like there's a much more needed attachment to it. So I'm going to shoot her some bail on that end. But yeah, I just think, like you said, I think it's more of a timing thing. He needs to either include her or he needs to change the time in which
the daytime thing is cool. I mean, all I do is play golf. So like, and the times that I play, like yesterday I played at 8 o'clock in the morning, 11 o'clock. I'm home by 6 o'clock no matter what. Summer, spring, fall, whatever. I'm home by 6. If you leaving at 6, it's a little crazy, big
That's
dog.
what I'm saying. You had all day to chill out. So you've been in the house all day, and you could have and
I
also
am different in that regard.
Yeah, and also you can't cook a meal they can heat back up. Like that's what I'm saying. These are grown people. I don't think she's out of the norm to being like, hey, bro, you only got to cook dinner like 3 times a week.
Or just DoorDash your wife some shit from wherever the fuck you at, though.
We know you.
I do that, too.
There's 4 kids and he working 12-hour shifts, bro. Them kids, they breaking his pockets for everything.
I've learned that we overeat anyway. We went out to breakfast today. I've been telling y'all splitting meals, and I saved a little bit of dough, maybe about like $15. But we went to a little breakfast spot. You know what? I'm gonna just say it. Lemon Grove Cafe, because I fuck with it.
It's fire.
It's fire. So like the machaca plate is like this big, and I was like, yo. And the tortilla they gave us was the regular size tortilla. You add the French toast there. That was 8 o'clock this morning. I ain't ate since then. It's 3 o'clock. Like, I feel amazing. Still, I go eat again. So like, yo, bro, like go take her out somewhere. Like have a good meal or buy some food or whatever. Get him something. You about to go out. He was gonna spend the money regardless. He was gonna go. So if you was gonna do that and you was gonna buy 5 drinks or whatever, yo, go get you a personal for $8. Tap a few in the car and then go into the bar and get the shit you really want.
Come back with flowers. Just show a gesture, bro.
That part I fuck with. Like, it's not the time. Most men don't understand this, man. It's not the time of you going out to do things. It's the consideration of them and making their time easier. If they gonna go do time, make it easy. My wife don't cook on the weekends. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. She cooked the other 4 days a week, right? So guess who has to pay for the food Friday, Saturday, and Sunday? Right. Sometimes, depending on whatever's going on, I'll be like, I'm gonna take a little bread from you, from doing this, but I'll take on the brunt. Right. But that's pretty much it. But that's rare. It rarely happens. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day,
it goes back to what we were saying earlier. People just want to be appreciated, bro. Show her you appreciate her. She's not gonna mind.
Men suck at that.
Yeah, like just show you appreciate her. I know we're saying all this other stuff, and I'm saying women aren't logical in arguments. But at the end of the day, if you show her that you appreciate her, she's not gonna mind you having time to yourself.
Funny question: do you tell your homies that they don't appreciate their girl?
I'll definitely check my friends if they talk crazy.
Oh man, not talk crazy, just lack of appreciation, because it almost comes across as hate. Or like, yo,
I'll say this: if you've dated a female long enough for her to feel comfortable enough to tell me there is a something there, like you're not doing something correctly, which is also a very awkward thing. But I have some friends that like they've been dating people long enough that like I've known their significant other 10 years. They might not have been dating 10 years, but I've known her 10 years. We've all been cool. There's a way. I'm a big hint guy. Like me and my friends, we give gifts. Like we're pretty good on giving gifts. Like if I feel like if she's like, oh, he doesn't appreciate me, or he's not really, he doesn't ever give me, I'll be like, hey, bro, I saw this. Hey, so might like this. Like I'm one of those friends. Like I'm like, hey, your girl might fuck with this. You know what I mean? But yeah, directly saying like you're not showing appreciation to her. I don't know, because it's hard to do, because if they don't tell you, like unless the female comes up to you and says it, you're not in the relationship. I don't know what happens at home. Like, I got friends who outside are super quiet, and then I hear, like, when they're at the house with their girls, the most loving, super touchy individual in the world. You know what I mean?
I only broach that subject if my man comes to me, right?
I'll say this. If my boy is like, not necessarily cheating, but is just bitching about something that is wild. But I'm saying, like, if my boy is, like, wildly bitch, like he is delusional about the situation, like say she does X, Y, and Z, he borrows the car, she gives him money, he helped her, she did X, Y, and Z, and then he starts bitching about something, I will definitely be like, bro, she did all this for you, shut the hell up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'll do that one. Like, you can check your mans. I'm never going to tell you, like, oh, you need to, like, take your girl out on a date. Like, nah, bro, that's on you to figure that part out. But if you just literally don't have a grasp on the situation in your head the way that you're thinking it is, and they're just missing what's actually happening, then, yeah, you can press them a little bit about it.
I feel like you should tell your mans that, though.
I just feel like men in general don't show appreciation to each other.
Or offer advice on how, like, yo, like, because I've seen the homies that, like, either took their chick for granted or their situation for granted and may complain about it. And then when that girl be like, yo, I'm done or whatever, then they want to cry and be all upset. And it's like, yo, like, if there was somebody to tell you, like, hey, man, like, go try this or go do that, or, you know, hey, this is popping, you know, hey, take her out to that or whatever, giving suggestions.
That's what I'm saying.
I give a suggestion, but the greater part of that suggestion is y'all probably just need to go do something.
But I do stand by one thing that women do say, like, if he wanted to, he would do it. I do believe that in just people in general. I know it's more of a female phrase, but here's the thing, like, because...
But men are collectors. And being a collector, if you know that you have something of value that's good at home, you may not fuck with it. Like my dad is a collector. He got a bunch of shit that like he just collect or whatever.
Are you
that
an
he
alpha
won't see
collector?
the like? No, because I participate actively with my wife in the things that like I think would be dope for us. I don't fuck with the homies like that no more. Like I fuck with them, yeah. Like we talk or whatever, but like the one of my boys hit me. We ain't been on a trip forever, but it's like, yo, if these dudes are able to organize, my stance is like just let me know. I'll make it work. But I'm not gonna put in the effort on some like, all right, you paid your money for here, you did that. No, it's like, yo, if y'all really serious, let me know because I'll be an active participant. But if not, but I'm not a collector in the sense of, oh, I got something really good at home and I can use that as home base, but I'm gonna go out and do my other bullshit. Like have fun with my friends, go hang out with them. Like my family doesn't come secondary to that. It's the other way around, right? But there are men that do that, and then when those women leave, they be like, yo, what happened? It's like, yo, you missed everything that was going on at home because you was either out here, you was oblivious, or you knew you was doing whatever the fuck you was doing wrong. My biggest fear is divorce. Lady I was telling you about last night, I asked her, I was like, yo, without giving any two other crazy descriptors, but I was like, yo, where's your husband? I hadn't seen him in the last few parties because he's in the military. So he's usually deployed, right? I've met him a few times. And she was like, oh no, we got a divorce 2 years ago. Oh shit. Like when did I miss this? Because I swear to God I was here. She's like, yeah, maybe about 6 months after that party is when I hit the realization, started the process and everything else. And I'm just sitting here thinking like, yo, y'all was picture perfect. In my opinion, nice, beautiful house in East Lake, high military, official ranking and all this other shit or whatever. Kids, one going to college and shit. Like, yo, where did I miss that? But then again, it's like, well, that was all that I saw when we would go to those parties.
My dad literally told me that one of his friends got divorced recently, and he said, I would have never guessed it. And I said, well, you only see what they let you see. Mm-hmm. No one shows you the ugly.
Right.
Why would you do that?
No reason to see it.
Yeah.
So, and it could be fidelity. I don't know what it is, right? Yeah. But it floored me a little bit. And I told her in the moment, like, and I don't know, like that part, like that and the whole little feng shui. And if everyone knew that there while we was there, I was like, yo, y'all need to live it up a little bit. But I'm not going to beat a dead horse on that one, man. 3 cheers. Don't get out of here, man. We did an hour and 40. You got to go soon. Happy birthday to my wife. So I was in between of like if I should have did it last week, right? Because her birthday was coming up, or should I do it now? The fucked up part is that like I had nothing that like I wanted to talk about because I wasn't sure about what I was gonna do with certain things, right? Taxman got me for 5 digits this year.
I'm gonna let you know. If someone knows somebody out here, I haven't filed in the last 2 years.
Oh yeah, you tripping? Yeah,
I was on unemployment because of the pandemic before.
Okay, you'd be all
and
right.
then last year I filed late, but they gave me a penalty so I ended up not filing. If you know a tax person, hit me up.
I know one, but it costs to know somebody who good.
I know. I'm about to take an L this year.
And matter of fact, when she sat down with me, to the point now, I was the dude that like, as soon as January 30th hit, I would go take my shit down so I can get my money. I asked baby one question, right? I'm not gonna say baby, that's somebody's wife, but I asked old girl one question. I said, yo, am I gonna owe every year no matter what? She said, yeah. Say no more. I'll see you next March. Yo, y'all, they had to give me until I told them, I was like, yo, like you got to give me till December. Like I got what y'all looking for, but just in case, I'm not fucking with y'all. Y'all gonna wait till the last day to get this shit. The
IRS is getting a $1 payment plan out of me for the rest of my life.
Look, I thought the same thing, but when they give you, they smart. They hit me with the 48 laws of power. We're gonna give you our options: this or this. One of those options, when you do the long term joint, they added about like 15% interest on that shit.
Bro, I'm about to be a sovereign citizen.
You know what Kanye using? And I don't mean that in no nice way. No, man, I'm not. But the reason why I say that is because I was like, all right, well, how far much do I need to go all out? Plus, we doing a joint party at your house in a few weeks that I got to contribute to. And we got gifts and shit. We got another Christmas party we're going to on Friday. So I was like, what do I do? So what did I say I do? I hit my man C-Sub because he's the Yelp. I don't need to look up Yelp or ask people. I need to just ask him because he lives the life of this gentleman that we was reading every week. So he done been to a few spots. So I was like, yo, name me some fire ass spots to take on a birthday. He just started going through them. I Google them. And then we found an Italian restaurant. It's called like Buco Fettuccine or something like that. It's in Liberty Station. Look, I don't know the name of it. It's right there where that Liberty Station little market sign is over there. Right of the right of it. It's Buco, Buoca Fettuccine or something. Best hands down Italian food I've ever had in my life.
Better than
Buca di Beppo is trash.
No. True Natalia, or where we went for my dad's birthday.
Look, if I would have remembered that. This is way better than that.
I thought that was fire.
Yo, the pesto was homemade. And you choose your own noodle style that you want to go in it. Then they had an older like Latino dude in there. He like soon as they had the plate down, he would just pop up. I don't even remember seeing him walk. But he would just pop up with the Parmesan in the spoon like, Parmesan? He was throwing it from 4 feet.
Not a crumb hit the floor.
Not a crumb hit the floor. Bro was fast. Box. Yeah, I didn't have to ask him for nothing. Look, they left me with the 18% tip option. I hated it, but I was like, you know what?
Kind of earned it today.
You kind of earned it. The food came out before the drinks. It's pasta, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like, yo, like if this has been stewing for 45 minutes, this is amazing. For 40, like the pet. Look, I can't find the name right now.
So she enjoyed herself.
Hell yeah. She loves pasta. I'm not an Italian food guy. So I was like, yo, I want my wife to get dressed up. You know, I want us to go out somewhere that we ain't ever been before. She kind of didn't like the vibe, right? Liberty Station at 8 o'clock at night on a Friday is kind of crazy. But the food like made up for that. Even the next day, she got the regular noodles with the seasoning on.
I came over yesterday. She was eating the smell fire.
Yeah. She was like, it's not the same as the first day. I said, look, the pesto the second day for me was crazy. Yeah. The potatoes they could have worked on, but then the Brussels sprout sauce was crazy. Her shit was crazy. And then they brought out these little pizza bites things. Now, they pizzas different. What they do is just literally put bread, a little bit of cheese over the top, and the little sauces on there. Like the sauces is crazy. I was like, yo, I felt like I was in Italy. I don't know how to do their little shit or whatever. But what about you? Anything you want to bring up or anything?
Shout out to the friend who's willing to throw a holiday party. I went to 2 yesterday. And it's a lot of work.
Absolutely.
It is.
They still cleaning now. Today.
100%.
Right
I'm also salty because now I'm thinking about the potluck and all the food I didn't eat yesterday that I definitely should have ate.
Or brought with you.
100%. But yeah, no, I think as we get older and people prioritize family and things like that, and you're saying like, you know, you don't get to see your homies as much as the single friend. Well, a lot of my friends are getting married and I don't get to see them as much. It is nice to know that there is at least one time a year for sure we're gonna have like a full night. We're gonna have 5 full hours of hanging out, getting drunk. We're gonna act like we're 21 again. Maybe not as recklessly, but you know, like have like that type of vibe.
How many drinks you had last night?
At least 15, 16.
Oh, you're not there yet. 2 more years. I mean, your cutoff will be 4 at one point.
I was very hydrated. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not even hungover right now, and I don't know how. I was dreading doing this. I thought I was gonna be horrible because you told me.
Well, we waited late.
I was positive this was gonna be a rough one.
Yeah, no,
but
we waited late.
Yeah, shouts to the friend that throws the holiday party or something just like an annual thing that you can count on. And it's like, it's great, but it's also sad. You see who stops hanging out with people, but you also get to see families grow. People bring their kids, stuff like that. It is good to know that there's like a centralized day that we're going to do this.
I'm going to give an announcement too. Not to step on your shit or nothing like that. Look, y'all not getting 50 albums out of me this year. I got through like May and was like, yo, fuck this. Like, you're going to get the top 15 that I enjoyed this year that I thought were worth clicking. Nobody got time for that shit this month to go through all that.
Well, first of all, and I don't believe that there was 50 good albums this year.
Yeah, it's not even worth me fucking ranking. That's why I told Lex, I was like, yo, bro, like, I'm a mix of hip hop and R&B with the shit that I fuck with, and that's it.
Conspiracy theory?
What's that?
I don't believe Lex actually listens to these albums.
No, he does. He's look.
No.
Look, as a guy that has been here with him, because he was the house party guy, like when we used to get there early and help him out back in the day. Bro will play Nipsey Hussle and have the phone like on low, and when he says, "Oh, I really want him to get this stream money," he's serious about that.
I'm gonna
now listening like thoroughly listening.
That's what I'm saying. Like, like
maybe not.
I know I'm in his chair, but I'm gonna say this: he 50 albums and having an opinion. Like you listen to
his number starts at 75.
Good night, guys.
All right.
I don't believe it. I'm calling Big Sombrero the largest of cap.
We out.